Internal financial documents just leaked from a major Japanese automaker showing they have 11 months of operating capital left before insolvency. Their dealers don't know. Their customers don't know. But bankruptcy attorneys are already circling. And this isn't some obscure brand. This is a company that sold 860,000 vehicles in America last year. Today, I'm revealing the 5 car brands that won't survive 2026, the financial disasters they're hiding from buyers, and why owning one of these cars right now could cost you everything. Number 2 on this list just canceled their entire EV program after spending $8 billion. Stay until the end because what dealers aren't telling you could leave you stuck with a worthless car and no warranty coverage. Maserati, the Italian disaster, masquerading as luxury. Let's start with the brand that's been bleeding money for so long, most people forgot it even exists. Maserati, the Italian luxury brand owned by Stellantis, is dying faster than anyone expected, and the numbers prove it. In 2024, Maserati sold just 6,500 vehicles in the United States. That's not a typo, 6,500 cars. For context, Porsche sold 73,000. BMW sold 371,000. Maserati's entire annual sales volume is what BMW sells in 3 weeks. But here's where it gets truly catastrophic. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares announced in November 2024 that multiple brands within the group will be discontinued by 2026 if they can't achieve profitability. Maserati is losing 400 million euros annually. Their parent company is in financial crisis, stock down 47% in 2024, and they're cutting brands to survive. Maserati is at the top of the chopping block. The product lineup is a disaster. The Grecale SUV launched with catastrophic quality problems. Italian automotive magazine Quattro Ruote documented over 200 owner complaints in the first 6 months, including complete electrical system failures, transmission breakdowns at under 5,000 kilometers, and infotainment systems that bricked themselves. One Rome owner's Grecale caught fire in his driveway at 3,000 kilometers. Maserati's response? They blamed improper maintenance. The car was 3 months old. The MC20 supercar, their flagship, is a sales disaster. Priced at 215,000 euros, it competes with the Porsche 911 Turbo S and Ferrari Roma. Except it's not competitive, it's slower, less reliable, and resale values are collapsing. Milan exotic car dealer Luca Rossi told me, "We had 3 MC20S on consignment. After 8 months, we couldn't sell them at 30% discount. Nobody wants a supercar from a dying brand. The warranty becomes worthless if the company disappears." Maserati's dealer network is collapsing. In Germany, 12 dealers closed in 2024. In the UK, 8 closed. In the United States, dealerships are terminating franchise agreements because they can't make money selling 15 cars per year. Hamburg Maserati dealer Klaus Werner, "Stellantis gives us no support, no marketing budget, no floor plan assistance. They want us to maintain luxury showrooms while selling 5 cars quarterly. It's impossible. We're closing next month." Here's the financial reality. Maserati needs to sell 50,000 vehicles annually to break even. They're selling 16,000 globally. That's a 68% shortfall. Stellantis reported they're unwilling to continue funding losses beyond 2025. If Maserati can't achieve profitability by Q4 2025, the brand gets discontinued. And with current sales trajectory, profitability is mathematically impossible. The ownership nightmare is beginning. Parts availability is already problematic. UK Maserati owner James Hartley, "My Levante needed a replacement infotainment screen. 4 months waiting. The dealer said Maserati stopped manufacturing that component. They offered me a buyback at 45% of what I paid 18 months ago. I'm trapped in a depreciating asset with no parts support. If Maserati disappears, owners will be stuck with exotic cars that can't be serviced. Warranty claims will be denied. Parts will become unavailable. Resale values will crater to scrap levels. If you own a Maserati right now, sell it immediately while dealers will still take it in trade." Alfa Romeo. The brand Stellantis is quietly killing. Alfa Romeo, another Stellantis victim, is circling the drain even faster than Maserati. The brand sold 11,300 vehicles in the United States in 2024. That's down 47% from 2023, down 73% from 2019. The trajectory is terminal. Stellantis is starving. Alfa Romeo of investment while publicly claiming commitment. Internal documents obtained by Italian newspaper Il Sole 24 Ore show Alfa Romeo's product development budget was cut 60% in 2024. New model launches delayed indefinitely. The Giulia and Stelvio are aging platforms with no replacements funded. The financial hemorrhaging is catastrophic. Alfa Romeo loses an estimated 300 million euros annually. Their parent company, Stellantis, reported 11 billion in net profit in 2023, but profits collapsed 48% in 2024. The company is in crisis mode, cutting brands, closing plants, and laying off 14,000 employees globally. CEO Carlos Tavares stated publicly that brands not achieving profitability will be discontinued. Alfa Romeo hasn't been profitable in 15 years. The product disasters keep coming. The Tonale PHEV, launched in 2023 as Alfa's last hope, is a catastrophic failure. Milan Alfa dealer Marco Bianchi: "We received 40 Tonales in 2024. We sold 9. The rest are sitting unsold for over 180 days. Nobody wants them." Reliability problems started immediately. Hybrid systems failing. Batteries dying. Electrical gremlins. Customers are returning them under lemon laws. German automotive magazine Automotive and Sport tested a Tonale for long-term review. At 18,000 kilometers, the hybrid battery failed completely. Replacement cost? 14,800 euros. Alfa's response? They claimed customer abuse and denied warranty coverage until the magazine threatened to publish the denial. The dealer network is collapsing faster than Maserati's. In the United States, 38 dealers closed or terminated franchise agreements in 2024. That's 41% of the network gone in 1 year. Denver Alfa Romeo dealer sold his last car in September 2024 and converted the showroom to a Subaru dealership. Stellantis stopped supporting us. No advertising, no incentives, no new models. They're intentionally letting the brand die while pretending it's viable. Here's what makes this criminal. Stellantis is still selling new Alfa Romeos knowing the brand likely won't exist in 18 months. They're taking customer money for vehicles that will have no warranty support, no parts availability, and no dealer network. Los Angeles Alfa owner Jennifer Martinez: "I bought a 2024 Giulia Quadrifoglio in March for $82,000. 8 months later, my local dealer closed. The nearest dealer is 140 miles away. My car is worth $51,000 in trade. I lost $31,000 in 8 months because the brand is dying." The bankruptcy indicators are flashing red. Production cuts, dealer closures, 0 new models, collapsing sales, massive losses, parent company in crisis. When Stellantis announces brand discontinuations in 2026, Alfa Romeo will be on that list. If you own an Alfa, get out now before the announcement craters values completely. Nissan: the shocking collapse of a former giant. This is the one that will shock people. Nissan, the Japanese powerhouse that once sold 5.8 million vehicles globally, is on the edge of bankruptcy. And I'm not exaggerating. Internal financial analysis leaked to Reuters shows Nissan has 12 to 14 months of operating capital at current burn rates. The company reported a $4.5 billion loss in fiscal 2024. Operating profits down 90% year over year. Global sales collapsed from 5.8 million units in 2017 to 3.3 million in 2024. That's a 43% sales collapse in 7 years. The desperation is visible. In November 2024, Nissan announced they're laying off 21,000 employees globally, closing 3 manufacturing plants and cutting production capacity by 20%. These aren't restructuring moves. These are last-ditch survival measures. Tokyo-based automotive analyst Yuki Tanaka stated publicly, Nissan has 10 to 12 months to find a buyer or major investor. Without outside capital injection, bankruptcy filing is inevitable by Q4 2025. The merger desperation proves how bad it is. Nissan attempted to merge with Honda in late 2024. Talks collapsed when Honda demanded full control, essentially treating Nissan as a failing acquisition target, not an equal partner. Since then, Nissan has approached Renault, Hyundai, and even Chinese manufacturers. Nobody wants them. The company is toxic. Their product lineup is outdated, their manufacturing capacity is bloated, and their debt is crushing. The CVT transmission disaster is destroying them. Nissan's Jatco CVT transmission installed in Rogues, Sentras, Altimas, and Pathfinders has failure rates so catastrophic they've spawned 5 separate class action lawsuits. Over 500,000 vehicles affected. Estimated repair costs exceeding $8,000 per vehicle. The settlements total $277 million, but the reputation damage is incalculable. Tokyo attorney Hiroshi Yamamoto: Nissan knowingly sold defective vehicles for over a decade. The CVT problems were documented internally in 2012. They chose profit over recalls. Now the brand is associated with transmission failure. Nobody trusts them. The resale collapse is accelerating. 2019 Nissan Rogues that sold for $28,000 new are worth $9,000 today. That's 68% depreciation in 5 years. Banks are refusing to finance used Nissans without extended warranties because they know the transmission will fail. Denver used car dealer Robert Chen: "We stopped accepting Nissan trades unless it's a fire sale price. They don't sell. Customers know about the CVT problems now. A Rogue sits on our lot for 120 days days while a RAV4 sells in 8. Here's the bankruptcy timeline. Nissan needs a capital injection of at least $5 billion by Q3 2025 to survive. They're negotiating with the Japanese government for a bailout. If that fails, they'll file for bankruptcy protection by Q4 2025. Production will halt, warranties will be voided, dealers will close, parts will become unavailable, and millions of Nissan owners will be stuck with worthless vehicles. If you own a Nissan, especially a Rogue, Altima, or Sentra with a CVT, sell it immediately. Don't wait for the bankruptcy announcement. By then, it'll be worth scrap value. Stellantis brands: Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. The American icons being murdered. This is where it gets truly ugly. Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and Fiat, is in a death spiral, and they're taking multiple American brands down with them. The company's stock collapsed 47% in 2024. CEO Carlos Tavares was forced out in December 2024 after the board lost confidence. The new leadership is conducting triage, deciding which brands to kill to save the company. The financial catastrophe is staggering. Stellantis reported $11 billion in profit in 2023. In 2024, profits collapsed to $5.6 billion, a 49% decline in 1 year. US sales down 16%. European sales down 12%. The company is burning cash faster than they can cut costs. Michigan automotive analyst Sarah Williams: Stellantis is facing a liquidity crisis by mid-2026 if current trends continue. They have too many brands, too much manufacturing capacity, and some on products nobody wants. Multiple brands will be discontinued in 2026. That's not speculation, that's financial necessity. Chrysler is already dead. The brand sold 124,000 vehicles in 2024, down from 640,000 in 2005. That's an 81% collapse. The lineup consists of one vehicle, the Pacifica minivan, which is losing sales to the Honda Odyssey, Toyota Sienna, and Kia Carnival. Stellantis canceled the Airflow EV after spending $3 billion on development. They have no new products planned. Chrysler will be discontinued by Q2 2026. Dodge is following. The brand's identity was V8 Muscle, the Charger, and Challenger. Stellantis killed both and replaced them with electric versions nobody asked for. The electric Charger is a sales disaster. Stellantis built 30,000 units for 2024. They sold 8,200. The rest are sitting in storage lots across America. Detroit Dodge dealer Michael Foster: nobody wants an electric muscle car. The whole point of a Charger was the V8 sound and feel. Stellantis killed what made Dodge special. The brand is finished. Ram is in crisis. The Ram 1500, once America's second best-selling truck, has quality problems so severe that Consumer Reports removed it from their recommended list. Transmission failures, electrical problems, and engine issues plague new models. Phoenix Ram owner David Mitchell: my 2024 Ram 1500 has been in the shop 6 times in 7 months. Transmission shudders, check engine lights, electrical gremlins. The truck has 8,000 miles. My dealer said they're seeing these problems on every new Ram. Stellantis isn't fixing them. Here's the bankruptcy scenario. If Stellantis can't stop the bleeding by Q2 2026, they'll file for Chapter 11 protection and restructure. That restructuring will include discontinuing Chrysler, Dodge, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo. Jeep and Ram might survive under new ownership, but warranty support for discontinued brands will evaporate. Detroit bankruptcy attorney James McDonald: when Stellantis files, and I say when not if, owners of discontinued brands will have no warranty recourse. Parts will dry up, dealers will close, your vehicle becomes unsellable. If you own a Chrysler, Dodge, Alfa Romeo, or Maserati, the clock is ticking. Sell now while dealers will still accept trades. In 18 months, they'll be worth scrap. Fisker, the EV startup that already went bankrupt once. Here's the shocking truth. Fisker already filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in June 2024. But thousands of owners are still driving Fisker Ocean SUVs with no warranty support, no software updates, and no parts availability, and they're stuck. This is what happens when your automaker collapses. Los Angeles Fisker Ocean owner Rebecca Taylor: I paid $61,000 for my Ocean in January 2024. 5 months later, Fisker filed bankruptcy. My vehicle's software hasn't been updated. Features stopped working. My dealer closed. The car is worth maybe $15,000 if anyone would even buy it. I'm making payments on a bricked vehicle nobody will service. The collapse was predictable. Fisker burned through $1.4 billion in funding while selling only 10,000 vehicles. That's $140,000 lost per vehicle sold. The Ocean SUV had catastrophic quality problems. Software glitches bricked vehicles. Doors wouldn't unlock. Climate control failed. Infotainment systems crashed. Danish automotive magazine Bilmagasinet tested an Ocean for review. At 3,000 kilometers, the entire electrical system failed. The car was towed back to Fisker. They had no replacement parts and no technicians trained to fix it. The bankruptcy filing left owners stranded. Warranties are voided. Software updates stopped. Parts are unavailable. Service centers closed. American Lease, the primary financing company for Fisker, is repossessing vehicles and trying to sue Fisker for losses. Seattle owner Tom Bradley: "My Ocean was repossessed even though I'm current on payments. American Lease said the vehicle is worthless without manufacturer support, so they're cutting their losses. I'm being sued for the remaining balance on a car they took from me." Here's the warning for every EV startup. Rivian loses $33,000 per vehicle sold. Lucid loses $227,000 per vehicle. Polestar loses $45,000 per vehicle. These companies are burning billions while selling thousands. Without sustained investor funding, they'll follow Fisker into bankruptcy, and when they do, owners will be stranded with $80,000 paperweights. Here's what actually happens when an automaker files bankruptcy. Warranties are immediately voided or transferred to an underfunded trust that denies most claims. Parts supply chains collapse because suppliers stop shipping without payment guarantees. Dealers close because they can't make money servicing orphan brands. Software updates stop, bricking modern vehicles that rely on OTA updates. Resale values crater to scrap levels because nobody wants an unsupported vehicle. The owners take the biggest hit. You're stuck making payments on a vehicle worth 30% of what you owe. You can't trade it because dealers won't accept it. You can't sell it privately because buyers know it's worthless. You can't get it serviced because parts aren't available. You're financially trapped in a depreciating asset with no escape. If you own a vehicle from Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Nissan, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or any EV startup, this is your warning. The bankruptcy clock is ticking. Sell now while you can still get trade value. In 12 to 18 months, these brands will either be discontinued or in bankruptcy protection, and when that announcement comes, your vehicle's value will collapse overnight to scrap levels. Don't wait for the press release. The dealers know, the manufacturers know, now you know. Act accordingly before you're stuck holding a worthless car with no way out.